The command center erupted in chaos as the distress beacon pierced through the communications array. Willow's fingers danced across her medical scanner, her jaw tightening as she processed the biosignatures bleeding across her screen. Beside her, David gripped the pilot controls, his knuckles white against the dark polymer. "That's a Carex war beast," the Zenturi officer hissed through his translator, his crystalline features paling to a sickly gray. "We should maintain distance." "Those creatures are dying," Willow interrupted, already strapping her emergency kit across her chest. "That's what that signature means. David, get us down there now." The shuttle bucked as David pushed the engines hard, descending through the rust-cold atmosphere of the contested moon. Below them, the wreckage of a Carex assault carrier smoldered across a canyon. Its hull split like a broken egg, and somewhere in that twisted metal, something massive was bleeding out. "Willow, the Coalition specifically warned us," David said, his voice tight. "Carex war beasts are genetically engineered killing machines. They've torn through entire platoon. This could be a trap." She checked her plasma cutter and tranquilizer reserves. "Then it's airily committed trap because that thing's heart rate is dropping fast." Her green eyes met his. "I didn't join the Human Medical Corps to cherry-pick Theasy cases." David sighed. That particular sound she'd heard 100 times during their 3 years together on the frontier. It meant he disagreed. He was worried and he was going to back her up anyway. Touching down in 30 seconds. "I'm coming with you." The moment the shuttle's ramp kissed the scorched ground, Willow was moving. The air wry of ozone and burnt metal, and the ground still radiated heat from the crash. She followed her scanner's pulse toward Theller-Guest biosignature. David's boots crunching close behind her. They found it wedged beneath a collapsed bulkhead, a Carex war beast. And it was magnificent even in its dying state. Nearly 4 meters of scaled muscle and armored plates with 6 powerful limbs ending in retractable claws that could shred tank armor. Its elongated head featured rows of crystalline teeth and bioluminescent patterns along its flanks flickered weakly like dying stars. "Holy hell," David breathed, raising his pulse rifle instinctively. "Lower that," Willow commanded, already approaching. The creature's massive eye, amber with aslet pupil, tracked her movement. She could see the intelligence there and the pain. A jagged piece of hull had pierced its thorax and purple-black blood pooled beneath it. "Hey there, big guy. You're having a really bad day, aren't you?" The war beast's lips peeled back, revealing those terrible teeth. A low rumble built in its chest. A sound that had probably been the last thing hundreds of soldiers ever heard. Willow crouched 2 meters away, her movements deliberate and calm. "David, remember when we pulled that injured tiger from the transport crash on New Mombasa?" "That was different," David said, though he lowered his rifle slightly. "That was an Earth animal. This thing was literally designed to kill. So was the tiger, just by evolution instead of engineering." Willow pulled out her scanner, letting the creature see her movements. All apex predators are the same at their core. They're scared when they're hurt, and they attack when they're cornered. "We just need to not corner it," she began, speaking in a low, steady tone. Not words the creature could understand, but a cadence it might recognize as non-threatening. The same voice she'd used with frightened animals across a dozen worlds. Slowly, she edged closer, her scanner painting a grim picture of internal hemorrhaging and failing organs. "I've handled worse," she whispered more to herself than anyone. "Just a big cat. A very big, very armored cat, but still just scared and hurt." The war beast's rumble changed pitch, becoming less aggressive, more questioning. Its bioluminescent patterns flickered in air rhythm that her scanner identified as distress signaling, a call for its pack that would never come. "I know," Willow murmured. "I know you're alone. I know it hurts." She was within arm's reach now, close enough to feel the heat radiating from its scaled hide. "But I'm pretty good at the whole not letting things die business. So here's the deal. You let me help you and I'll do everything I can to keep you alive." "Fair?" The creature's massive head tilted, studying her with that alien intelligence. Then, slowly, deliberately, it relaxed its muscles. The aggressive posture melted away, replaced by something that looked almost like trust. "David, I need you to stabilize that bulkhead. If it shifts while I'm working, we're both paced." David moved immediately, placing support struts with practice efficiency. You know, the Carex are going to want their war beast back, and the Coalition is going to want it destroyed. We're creating a diplomatic nightmare. Then we create it together. Willow activated her plasma cutter, carefully beginning to cut away the impaling metal. Because I didn't spend 8 years in medical school to decide which lives are worth saving based on politics. The surgery took 3 hours. Willow worked with steady hands, sealing torn blood vessels with bow foam, extracting metal fragments, and flooding the creature's system with broad-spectrum antibiotics that her scanner suggested might work on its exotic biology. The war beast remained still throughout, occasionally making low sounds that her translator couldn't parse, but that she understood anyway. Pain, gratitude, trust. When it was done, when the creature's vital signs had stabilized and its bioluminescent patterns glowed with renewed strength, Willow sat back on her heels, exhausted. The war beast lifted its massive head and gently, impossibly gently, for something engineered for war, pressed its snout against her shoulder. David watched from his position by the supports, something like awe on his face. "How did you know it wouldn't kill you?" Willow scratched behind the creature's armored jaw plates, earning what could only be described as a purr. "I didn't. But here's what humans figured out a long time ago. Sometimes the scariest predators make the most loyal friends. We turned wolves into dogs, after all. We've got a thing for befriending apex predators." The war beast's eye fixed on her, and in the Talion gaze, Willow saw understanding. She'd saved its life when its own people had abandoned it. In the ancient calculus of pack loyalty, that meant something. "Besides," she added, standing and gathering her equipment, "the galaxy keeps underestimating humans. They think we're weak because we're not engineered, not augmented, not optimized for war." She looked at the massive creature, now watching her like a devoted guardian. "They forget we spent 10,000 years turning the scariest things on our planet into our best friends." David helped her back toward the shuttle, the war beast limping but alive behind them. "So, what do we do with the Carex war beast that thinks you're its pack leader?" Willow grinned, exhausted but triumphant. "We add another diplomatic nightmare to our record, and we prove once again that humans don't see monsters. We just see friends we haven't made yet. Above them, the stars wheeled in alien constellations, and somewhere in the vast darkness of space, the galaxy was about to learn another lesson about humanity. Their greatest weapon wasn't their technology or their tactics. It was their stubborn, reckless, beautiful inability to see any living thing as beyond saving. The Carex had engineered the perfect war beast. The humans had just turned it into Avery Large, very dangerous therapy animal. The universe, as usual, had no idea what to do with them. Fortify exam. Build shelter